Hello again, it is me, Scrivener, as you would expect, on the Scrivener of the Gods channel, and I have returned for some more Ahriman's Prophecy, but an AI dungeon. And I apologise if I'm a bit quiet. I think I have this balance so that I'm not as quiet, but my mother's in a meeting upstairs and I don't want to bother her. Also, I'm outside, so if you hear birds chirping, that's why. But, without further ado, let's get back into it. I've already removed the moral of the story is, my brother recommended that I put those in the description of the videos, so that's probably what I'll do. I'll probably just do it every time at the end. But, oh, also I have rice cooking upstairs, so I'm just going to have to go quickly. I'll try to do it for like 20 minutes or so. The rice is supposed to take 40, so... Anyway, just to catch us up, you get some rest, and then go to see the master of the college about your class schedule. Head back to your room and fall asleep. In the morning, you see the master of the college about your class schedule. Ah, there you are, my budding mage. Come on in. You walk with them to the classroom where all your English, where all your classes will be held. What to do? I'll just go story. You train for the next 3 years and show great promise and skill as a mage. Show great promise and skill as a mage. Today is the day that you are... Also, if you hear the clacking of keys, sorry, I'm a very loud typer. But today is the day that you are to be honored by the king. You are standing before him in the throne room, right? Today is the day that you and Devin are standing before him in the throne room. He begins his speech. AI, you gotta figure out what to do, that's your job. Oh yeah, and of course the train passes by right now. So if you're hearing that, that's what that is. It's about a few hundred meters. I don't know how much a meter is. I use the imperial system, but let's just say it's not quite a mile away. Remember, I was recording a speech. It was like the 5th take, and I was doing great. And then the train passed by. In the middle of the speech, so they couldn't hear me over the train, and I had to restart it. Hopefully you can hear me over the train, because I'm much closer, and the train's not as loud as it was that day. But still. Come on, AI, you do your job. There we go. 4 years ago, I received a letter from our dear Countess. In the box on the left is your diploma for highest average. On the right is your sword. Proceed. He pauses and looks at both of you. Go on, go on. So I guess we're graduating then. Most of you have served your nation loyally and honorably. You have all proven yourselves to be deserving of the title of Magus. Yeehaw! Even though I'm pretty sure Devin's still a warrior here. Now it is time for you to be rewarded. At this moment, a guard, stupid train, rushes in the throne room. My lord, he shouts fearfully. Lord Zoram. No, I'm not going to say my lord. I'm not going to say Lord Zoram. Prince Zoram. Prince Zoram has kidnapped your daughter, Alicia. He has taken her to the Soul Stick, I believe is what it's called in the game, to the Soul Stick Gulf. Your daughter Alicia. He's taken her to the Soul Stick Gulf. At this point, all of the king's court begins to panic. Guards are sent out to search for the princess's maid. Heard everyone's response, well, then we'd better go save her. Hey, this is staying pretty on track. Do track down Zoram and the princess. The palace guards have drawn the weapons and begin. What? You're taken aback by this response, but the king simply nods. Go then, and Godspeed. You and your two friends, I guess I have another friend, make your way to the docks. Find Zoram. Find Zoram and the princess. You have to fight your way through many. What? Tell your friends that you're going too. Oh, come on, Tally. That's stupid. You can't go alone. Sure, what? Sorry if I'm doing a lot of reloading in here. I'm very tired, which means if anything strays too far from the story, I'm probably going to get a bit antsy, if that's the word probably not the word I'm looking for. Make your way through the city under the watchful eye of guards. Eventually you arrive at a large building. When you enter, you find yourself in a large library. Leave and go to the Soul Stick Gulf, where Zoram has captured the princess. You walk quickly down the hallway, your two friends behind you. Suddenly, you find a trap door in the floor. Climb through the trap door. It's lowercase, I don't know why I did that capital. Trap door. It's not like I'm German or anything. Climb through the trap door and follow the tunnel to Zoram secret lair. You know, I ought to write a fanfiction about this. You clamber down the ladder, finding yourself in a large underground cavern. There's a campfire there, and the campfire of 5 people. Zoram, the king, the princess, and 2 knights. That doesn't make any sense. I'm just going to edit this though. Zoram, the princess, and a dark priest. There are 3 people. Zoram, the princess, and a dark priest. Zoram is forcing the princess to marry him. Send it through. Alright. Interrupt the... Is that not how you spell interrupt? Is there another R in there? Yes, there is. Interrupt the wedding. and stop it. Just got a notification. I'm not sure why. Probably from Donald Trump. You unleash a stream of fire at the priest, burning him severely. He gives a cry of pain and staggers backwards across the floor. Zoram, you fool! The princess cries. Defeat Zoram and save the princess, but leave Zoram alive for his later part in the story. You defeat Zoram and save the princess, but leave Zoram alive for his later part in the story. You earn a crest the old man, whatever that means. As soon as you do, he picks up a nearby flintlock pistol and shoots you in the back. I guess we have flintlock pistols. Heal myself. And... oh, Zoram's old, I guess. Heal myself. Heal myself and... heal myself and defeat him. You heal yourself and defeat him. You turn around to face your attacker. He stands there, holding hand over a gaping hole in his stomach. He grins at you, blood beginning to stain his white teeth. Have a seat. Say, no you. You say, no you. He collapses to the ground, and you look around. You see a chair across the room. Have a seat, he says. No. I don't trust this old man who just shot me's seat. The man laughs and points to another chair. You walk over to it. You're risking much standing up. Perhaps, if I can get into an old... perhaps I should do an old man voice for Zoram now. You're risking much standing up, he says. You shrug and take a seat in the chair. Please don't be anything bad. I don't want to die. Well then, are you ready to make it stop? You nod. Let's begin. The man begins to chant. Do, stand, and stop him. I don't trust old man Zoram. You sit there for a moment before standing to stop him. You walk forward towards the man. He continues to chant. Open. Cast spell of banish to undisclosed location. You turn and see the princess standing behind you. She looks terrified. Get out of my face. Who's saying that? Is it the princess? I suppose. I'm not doing a princess voice. You turn to face the old man. He opens his mouth again. Close his mouth. You grab the side of the mouth and force your hand in, closing it quickly. The old man screams from the pain of being closed. Banish him to... where do I banish him to? Elsewhere. With magic. Pushing the man's head away with your hands, you begin to chant. Then you begin to chant more loudly. Then you raise your fists and begin to swing. You begin to laugh, and the old man does too. I'm not going to do that. Not much laugh. I'm not doing it in all caps with my voice either. You laugh. I am power. I am the wolf. I am the QWEENAAAKWAKWA. I don't know what that means, but I guess I am QWEENAAAKWAKWA. I need to remember how to spell that. Hold up. I'm going to open up a notepad file real quick to write down QWEENAAAKWAKWA. Queen, there's 3 A's. Qua. Okay. What do? Save the princess. And take her back to the castle. Save the princess and take her back to the castle. You grab the old man's head, pulling it up to your level. That's not what I said, but go ahead. Beating up an old man now. What? Yeah, it's telling me everything you know. You say, I can't, I'm dying. You hit him in the head with your fist once, twice, 3 times, and he goes limp. Leave and take the princess back to the castle. I've been trying to do this many times, and now I just beat an injured old man again. Don't block me, YouTube. That's... What are you doing? Oh. No, I'm not shooting Alicia. I'm going to need her later. Grab the princess' hand, pulling her over. Oh, no. Come on. No, we have work to do. Flevis says to the old man, you raise your hand and the princess is released from her cage. I guess she was in a cage. Take the princess back to the king. Hopefully you're not seeing that little notification. That good. Okay, you didn't see the little notification. There's something about Guy Davis. She walks forward slowly, still looking terrified. You walk out of the tunnel, up the castle door, lifting the bar. You step inside, looking around quickly. Go on. Proceed. What do I see? Ah, there you are, sir. I'm female. Not me, but the main character of this is female. The king sees you walking out of study palace. Thank you. You're late, unfortunately. The king rewards you for saving his daughter before she leaves. She promises you a favor. King rewards you for saving his daughter. Before she leaves, she promises you a favor. You wait for a week. Finally, you decide to visit the village inn. It's not too much walking distance from Talis. A few days later, you arrive in the small village. I guess we have some downtime then. Thank you, thee again, for saving me, the princess says softly. You'll always be rewarded by the king. As long as you live, you'll be his... No, I'm female. Ah, there you are, human. Can you spare some of your food? I mean, I am human. Are you not? Do spare some food. You walk along the street past the various homes in the village. You come across a small house. Seems a little different from the rest. To your surprise, what appears to be a child steps outside. I'm just going to assume that this is Devonshire. Or if they've fallen on some hard times. About your age, but a bit shorter. With lighter coloured hair, he stares at you for a moment, scared. What's your name? You ask. Kit. Go on, Kit. He says, I'm Queepa. What's your name? Kit. I'm gonna go ahead and change that to say Talia, but that works too. Proceed. There's a phone call going on in the house, but I'm figuring my mother will get it if she's not too bothered. But it's probably CVS Pharmacy or FSA. I don't even know what FSA is, but we get calls from all the time. He's lying on the ground, staring up at the sky. You realize with a start that he's severely poisoned. What's your name? Danny. Cure Danny of the poison. There's something wrong with Devonshire now. You quickly run up to the boy, crouching beside him. He looks at you, and you stare back. After a moment, he smiles. The smile lights up his entire face, making him look years young. He's a boy. A young boy. Little boy, it says. Oh well. Unless he looks like a very small child now. Heal him. Not heal him. Heal him. I don't know why I erased the whole thing. I just didn't feel like going back. You heal him. Quickly grab the knife out of your belt. You cut a string holding the amulet on Danny's neck. Put it in his hand. He smiles at you before smiling and flipping you onto your back. Go on. Large grin appears on your face as you laugh, and he laughs at you. He scrambles to his feet, and you both continue down the street. Okay. Go to my chambers. Not to my chambers. Go to my room in phase. And yes, I call it Thays, not Ties or Thias or anything. It's kind of like, it's not Tejol. To me, it's Tejol. Don't know why. That's just what I grew up calling it, because that's what my father called it, and that's what my brother called it, and that's what I called it. I also had trouble spelling Galahad without an H after the G, but I suppose I've gotten better at that since I started doing this D&D thing with my friend who doesn't know how to stay serious. Like, they're in Darkthrop Keep, and they're talking about how Yendel has, like, just how they did work for him. You know that scene, probably. And all he wants to do is fall asleep on the stairs. And, I mean, I let him. It's D&D. It's pretty free-range stuff, but he can't take things seriously, and that really bothers me. It's hard to stay on the story when all he wants to do is sleep on stairs and flip tables. He flipped a desk shortly after he realized that since he was the Darkthrop heir, that tower was technically his, and thus everything inside it was probably also his. At least by whatever logic he was thinking by. But either way, I go to my room and Thays and have a dream sequence. You go to your room in Thays and have a dream sequence. You sit up from your bed, staring around the room. Talia, you call out. Talia, you get no response. You start to panic, looking around the room. Story. The headmaster of the school steps out from the shadows, followed by a strange priestess. Is it priestess or I think it's just a dialect accent thing, because I've heard people say priestess, but I just want to say priestess. Because I am American, despite the accent. Followed by a strange priestess. It's interesting how I say words differently when I'm mimicking certain accents. I read that as priestess instead of priestess, like with my own accent. More shadows creep forth as they continue to speak. Ah, you're up, I see, the headmaster says. Good, we have much to talk about. He tells you that Zoram is trying to raise the demon king Ahriman from the dead to help him conquer the world. And that you are the main character. So of course, you are the one who has to stop him. tells you that Zoram is trying to raise the demon King Ahriman from the dead to help him conquer the world, and that you are the main character, so of course you are the one who's talking. Well, I see, that explains a lot. Well, I see, well, that explains a lot. You reply, unsure what to make of this. He tells you to go to Duty Shrine in the south, as the priestesses there will know what to do. I'm going to pause this for a moment after this because I need to go check on my rice. He hands you a small amulet which will protect you from demons. Good luck, Kit. I'm not Kit. I'm going to check in like he says, and then they disappear into the shadows. Talia. Anywho, yeah, once that loads up, there we go. And good news, the rice did not boil over. I don't suppose I put enough water in it, but it was about to burn because I didn't put enough water in it for that. And it feels, texture-wise, about the same as the rice that my brother claimed he cooked for an hour the other day, but it was hard as a rock. Makes sense, it's only been up there for, what, like 20 minutes? I don't know exactly. Anywho, tells you to go to Duty Shrine in the south, and the priestesses there will know it too. And your small amulet which will protect you from demons. Good luck, Talia, he says, and then disappears into the shadows. You get up and dress before heading out the door. Do get Devon to come with me. Get Devon to come with you. Danny, we have to go to the temple. I know, but we have to... No. Talking about fight. Find your way to the teleportation circle, jump in. Once you enter the other realm, the large city of stone and demons appear. I'm not going to the demon realm right now. Not until a later game, anyway. Hey, you're up, you say. Danny needs some help. And what now? Ain't nobody need help. What's this random kid from Devonshire? I don't know who Liliana is. Give me something that makes sense. Duty Shrine in the south is the closest temple, so that's where you head. When you arrive, you find the temple doors closed. You kick them open. You kicking them open and storming inside. Yes, that's how English works. You find all of the priestesses dead and in a heap. You're horrified and feeling dread overwhelms you. Check if any are still alive, but find that all of them have been slaughtered. Makes sense? You do, however, find a rolled up parchment in one of their hands. Pick it up and unroll it. It reads, darkness and corruption in this place, something. This place, I don't remember. In this place, Avrail must be found. Not Avrail, Avren. Wrong Avren must be found. Warn Seafall. Warn Seafall. Lowercase warn, I suppose. Seafall. Corruption in this place, Avrin must be found once. That's all the writing there is. You frown, not knowing what it means. not/do. You go back outside and notice another temple not far away. So you go, no. /do. Go to the nearby city of Kanda and ask a random priestess there who Ahriman is and where Seafall is. Go to the nearby city of Kandar and ask a random priestess there who Ahriman is and where Seafall is. When you get there, you ask a few passing citizens who the head priest of the temple is. They direct you to a temple in Temple of Fel, which is large and ornate. Sorry. Fel is in Kandar and is where weddings are held. Others in Kandar and where weddings are held. What are you going to do with that, computer? Arrive and enter the temple, finding a statue of the god. I guess we have a god instead of a goddess, and I don't know what's going to happen to I think it's Vahishta, or Vahishta, something like that. It mentioned in having won by a dwarf. There's Harvatat, there's Mithras, or Mithra, one of those. There's several that I mentioned. You arrive into the temple, finding a statue of the god. You approach and kneel before it. Pray for guidance, I suppose. You pray for guidance. You begin to pray to Fel, asking for his guidance. You go on about your situation. After a few minutes, you end your prayer. So, you're here to ask me to help you? Go on, computer. Yes, why? You explain the situation, and he listens intently. He makes no judgment, saying that he will decide on the fate of the soul on his own. But he must know more. Alright, tell him more, I suppose, or whatever you want to do, computadora. Tell me, how recently did you have an argument? What? Where did that show up? Tell me everything. You explain the situation again, and he nods. Yes, I can help you. I shall give you a few options. Oh? I suppose I get to talk to the god of this world because there's a god instead of a goddess. Now, anyway. First, I can give you a temporary boost in power that will last for one day. If you use it well, you may survive this. However, if you use it poorly, you may die. Except, I need that temporary boost of power. Second, I can give you an item that will prevent you from dying. However, if you use it incorrectly, you may gain the lasting effects of the power surge and sustain permanent brain damage. Except, you accept. Third, I can give you an item that will prevent you from dying. I know, you've already said this one. Finally, I can give you no help at all. You'll have to make a decision on the matter on your own before you're between a rock and a hard place. I'll make the decision on my own. Let's just say, choose option 3. Thank you for your time. I appreciate it, you say, taking the offered items. Very well. I have decided to help you, he says. I must prepare and choose an option. Because that's how English works. Ask him to tell me where Seafall Temple is. Alright. Turn the sealed bronze doors at the end of the hallway counterclockwise until they blur. Then enter the large silver door with the rising sun on it. Not what I was expecting, but okay. Proceed. You thank him and begin to leave when he calls out to you. Oh, just one more thing, yes? Would you happen, as your last request? I suppose I would happen. Show some respect. When you enter the temple, turn the bronze doors back the way you found them. I like to keep things nice and orderly. Thank you. You nod and leave the room, heading to the doors. Though you have mixed feelings on this, either way, it's going to be one hell of a ride. Heading back. Follow the gods' instructions exactly, and arrive at Seafall Temple. Follow the gods' instructions exactly and arrive at Seafall Temple. Follow the directions and soon you find yourself at the temple. You open the doors and find them to be exactly as the god describes. That's odd. What's odd? You think. You enter the temple and find yourself in a massive hall. The doors you entered through leading into a hallway. Story. There is a fountain at the end of the hallway, which does a fountain not fountain? Is fountain a verb as well? I don't know. Which I would say contains blessed. You hear that train again? Probably. Blessed water, which heals all those who drink it. There are several priestesses, not several, there are several priestesses. Several priestesses milling about the room. And if you don't know if English isn't your first language and it's just a word you haven't learned, milling literally refers to using like a mill, so like think windmill or grain, basically those. But to mill about is basically just to wander about aimlessly. Milling around is more commonly said where I'm from. There is a fountain at the end of the hallway which contains blessed water and heals all those who drink it. There are several priestesses milling about the room. The part that bothers you is that all of them are very young, younger than your sister. You walk down the hallway before a large armored knight blocks your way. Say, yo knight, I require assistance. Assistance, yes. There we go. Yo knight, I require assistance. But in a very feminine voice instead of this one, because the character is female. You are the one who seeks to destroy our goddess, are you not? I'm here to see the head priest, if that's what you're getting at. I guess they have a goddess too now. He lifts his visor and you see his face. It's Kairos. He snores with laughter. The gods didn't usually have any contact with mere mortals. Who's Kairos? I know AI Dungeon tends to reuse a lot of names, but pull out your blade and charge him. He meets you with the swing of the sword, which you block with your own. You're not much of a fighter, Kairos says. Where is Ahriman? Say, where is Ahriman? It's Avren. It's one of those, I'm sure. He's in the meeting hall, speaking to a group of captured peasants. You rush past Kairos and rush up the stairs. Sorry about that cut there. I suppose the next few videos may have a lot of Snapely-style interruption cuts, jab jab. But all jokes aside, I basically just had to run some errands, and finish my rice, which is now sitting in there cooling. But yeah, so where is Avrin? He's in the meeting hall, speaking to the group of captured peasants. Yes, the captured peasants. You run past Kairos and rush up the stairs. A bird knocking on the window? Or on the wall or something? Probably a woodpecker or something for a second there. Go to Avrin. Hopefully, I did start the video back, right? Yes, I did. Okay. I'm spelling it that way. Not that way. Go to Avrin. You go to Avrin. Go into the room and see your brother. A group of peasants are with him. He looks up, his face is expressionless. Hello, Karth. It's good to see you. Who's Karth? I'm assuming he's my brother. Go to the meeting hall and find your sister talking to a pack of peasants. What are you doing here? She snarls. I need to talk to you. Arrive in the main hall. You see several dozen peasants, all men, sitting on the floor. They look terrified. Ask them where Avrin is. Which Avrin, I suppose, is a dude in this version. Oh well. That happens. This is 2020. A lot of creative licensing done, such as Captain Marvel, which I still feel that was a wrong decision to go from Captain Marvel in the comics being male to female as in the movies. But, oh well, it's creative liberty, so they have that right. One of the men, one much older than the rest, with a dreadfully burnt face, hands up. I'm Father Thomas. What do you want? He asks. I want to speak to Ahriman. It's it's urgent. Why do you wish to speak to my son? Oh, I guess Ahriman's father is Father Thomas. Or Thomas, how do you pronounce that? I didn't spell Thomas with an H, so I'm assuming that's Thomas. Something along those lines. He has some questions for you, you say. He nods and the peasants stand up. They begin to leave, walking out of the temple gates. I guess they can just do that, even though they were captured. Oh well. Yo, Avren, get out here. Yo, Avren. As you can tell by my use of yo, that is very common, or you probably couldn't tell it, but I'm telling you now so that you can tell later. That is because of the excessive use of things like yo in the D&D thing I'm doing with my friend, where he is the Darkthrop Air Cust, K-U-S-T, which is based on a typo, and now it says it's short for crust, so when deciding what his character looks like, he just searched crust with a K on Google, and used the first image, which is of DJ Crust. So his young 16-year-old Darkthrop Air, I guess looks like a young version of DJ Crust. If you don't know who that is, Google it. It's the first image you'll find if you just search K-R-U-S-T. Yo, Ovrin, get on out here. Just a moment, he says. Within moments, he appears, walking out of the room. Well, I should probably end this episode. It's been pretty long. So that is what I will do. A story. Hold up. /story. And the moral of the story is... Stop saying, I'm not a damsel in distress. You are one, badly. You don't need to be saved. Okay. See ya.